Come on in. Oh, let me turn the light on. Wow, let there be light. Hey, oh wow. Nene Harmony is first. Good evening to you. Latasha is second. C. Nicole is third. Thank you so much for being with us. Reverend Von Meter Jackson is fourth. Sister Barbara Foster is fifth. Brother Alan Wright is sixth. Lenora is seventh. Leonard is eight. Happy anniversary at St. Joseph Candler. Y'all come on in. Gloria Wells is ninth. Lita Condolita is 10th. Mike Bell is 11th. Good evening to you. Thank you all so much for being with us. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come on in, come on in. Akeem, you've been busy this weekend, sir. Good to see you. Thank you, Nene Harmony Forever. All posted up in the pics. I see you. Lenore Young, congratulations. Barbara Pinkney, good evening. Hello. Go ahead and get started. Go ahead and Patricia Richardson, I hope you had a good day today. I was calling to see how everything went. Coach Cassell Bell from Jacksonville, Florida, from Duval. Hope you're doing well, ma'am. Good to see Brother Allen right on with us. And I saw Brother Keith Kimball yesterday evening. So I actually saw him live in the flesh. So I reminded him that I would see him tonight, and he is on. So thank you. Sonia Johnson, thank you so much. We are so glad you were with us. It was an experience, right? Thank you. Good to see St. Mary's AME Church. That's probably Sister Barbara Foster on. Carlita, hey, sweetie, I am still thinking about you. Um, Again, sorry I could not be with you, but you and your family are in my prayers for the passing of a saint. And you know we loved your mom, so we will never forget her. So thank you. And God evening to you, Joshua Flynn. Thank you so much. Iron Bull, Thomas, it was a good, busy week. Good to see Barbara Askew. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Bay, wow. Dr. Bay is back from her travels, so we're glad to have our resident physician on with us. Thank you. Angie Scott from the DMV, hello. Thank you for being on with us as well. And yes, Leonard, I am representing. I am representing. I am representing. Some of us have struggled waiting for this day and this opportunity. And so, yeah. Just let us have it. Just let us have it. We'll get tired soon. Rain Candy is on as well. Shayla is on. Good to see you, ma'am. Hope you're behaving yourself. I hope so. Um, Good. Shonda is saying it's Friday. Jacqueline Grant is on. Good to see Butina on with us as well. Mary Lias is on from Hinesville. Happy Juneteenth to you. Uh, Thank you so much for being on with us. Janelle Ford is on from Brunswick. Always good to see you, ma'am. It's good to see you. I was supposed to go down there for a banquet that was tonight, but I couldn't get down. Talk about it in a minute. David Minkowitz is on with us. Good evening to you. Um, E. Joyce Parrish is on with us every single Friday night. Hey. Susie, good evening to you. And Linda is on. Hello, Linda. Brother Harry Thompson is on. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Shauna, you did inbox me, and I think I got that information. I just had not put it back in the box to you, but I shall. I shall do that. Robert Richards as well. Thank you. I understand. Everybody can't make it every single time. If your heart was with us, that's all we needed. Mama Marsha is on with us. Good evening, Mama Marsha. The child was with us today. I did see her, and so you'd have been proud of her. She represented. Lily Reddick is on. Thank you, Lily. I saw what you said the other day. You prevented me from having to get into somebody real deeper than I wanted to, so I appreciate you stepping in the gap there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sarah, good to see you, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. As well as Sean Green is on from Fort Meade, Maryland. Hello, hello. Um, and I mean, you're all over the place, aren't you? So you working in Fort Meade now? Um, Brittany Curry is on. The Brittany Curry. Y'all know her. It's Inky Brittany. She is up to some stuff again. And so we have some stuff that she is doing that we want to show. And so we're going to put that out there soon. Um, yeah, she's always working, so we got something. We're gonna help you understand some stuff. Shannon has a big day tomorrow, and I am rearranging stuff to be there for Shannon, because Shannon is always there for me. So um, good to see you. Vincent Smalls is on as well. Thank you. Iron Bull, send us the information, and if I can make it, we will. Richard Dickey was my boy. Dickey was my dude. I don't say that about a lot of people, but Dickey was my guy, and certainly I miss him still. Keith has been cheering since the '70s. Shaka, hey, 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 Shaka, tell me something good. Alex Grant, good evening to you. Thank you for being on with us. D Brown, hey D Brown, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Jacqueline Stokes is on with us as well. Jocelyn Rose, good evening, Jocelyn. Camila Stewart is on. Hello to you, as well as Lady Annette Mitchell. I did not see you, although I felt like I should have seen you. So thank you for joining us as well. Rick and Chris are grooving in Asheville. But we're looking forward to their triumphant return back on Sunday. I'm glad that y'all joined Friday Night Live. So Rick and Chris, y'all don't groove too much, okay? But have a good time, and make sure you come on back home. So Camilla is on, and you missed it, and yes, you missed it, and you stayed dry as a result. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Jacqueline Jones White is on with Daviana. Hey, Daviana. Hey, glad you're on with us. Jackie, I was told today that you have an invitation for me. So if you can get that invitation to me so that I can attend what they try to get me to attend, I will. You were injured in a car accident, Lita. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, fortunately, hopefully you got insurance. More importantly, you're okay, right? Good to see Dr. Patricia West. Thank you so much. And good to see Helen Brown. Thank you, Helen. Thank you for joining us. And Vincent, yes, rest our friend Dickie. Sing a new song. Happy Juneteenth. Okay, so Annette Mitchell, in all of her many capacities, usually she's with the top ladies. Today she's representing the National Council of Negro Women. Gene Coleman, good evening to you. And thank you, Jacqueline Grant. I appreciate that. Glad to have you on this Juneteenth slash Friday night live edition, Father's Day. Bernice Loman is on. For those of you who don't know, Bernice Loman like does everything like really well. And so if you ever need like pictures and photography and drone stuff, she does all of that. She's actually the one that takes my Friday Night Lives and she puts them on YouTube because now Friday Night Live, well, now all of the The videos, like the live videos, only last like 30 days and then they go away. And so Bernice has been doing an excellent job of helping me to get these things off before they go away and putting them in YouTube for perpetuity. So thank you, Bernice Lohman, on as well. Monique Williams is on. Thank you. Thank you for your work today. I'm glad. I told you it was going to be phenomenal. You did not believe me. I told you that it is really the strength of the human spirit. We provide the avenue, and Savannahans just show up. I mean, they just do. You can't really put it in a bottle. It just happens. But we'll talk more about that. Asia Monique, happy Friday to you. Thank you for joining us. Angela Gillis is on, and yes, we have a bishop, right? So, big congratulations to now Bishop DeAndre Thurman and the St. Paul CME Church. He will be leaving us because he has been now consecrated and well elected and now consecrated as a bishop in the CME Church. So, good man, and it could not have happened to a better man. So, big thanks out to them. Good to see Dennis Little on. Monier from Ruin Thai Cuisine. Today would have been a good day for some Ruin Thai. I might have to hit it over the weekend. Tanya Cotton, good to see you. That's Miss Dirty Red. All right, thank you. Um, Thank you. Um, Let me see. You love that I had a Juneteenth walk. You just wish we would not have blocked access to I-16. Well, we blocked access to I-16 on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard if you were coming from the south going to the north, and that was only temporary. You could reach I-16 from a variety of ways. You could go down Louisville Road and pick up I-16 from Louisville Road. You could go to Gwinnett Street and you could pick it up from Gwinnett Street. So you can go 37th Street, pick it up from 37th Street. So, the fact of the matter is that we close down roads all of the time for a variety of things. And, this was not undue denial of access. I mean, you could reach it if you were coming from the north toward the south. So, but you got to do what you got to do, right? We close down stuff all of the time. So, Tia, good to see you, brother Jamal. What happened to you today, man? I was looking for you, man. The nobles were out there, and I was looking for you. So I'm just wondering where you were. You probably were working. Good to see Hattie White on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Arlene Hines is on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Jeanette. I appreciate that. Jeanette is on from Statesboro, Georgia, the home of Georgia Southern University. Thank you for being. If you've heard nothing but good things about me, then you are not listening to the right folks. There are some folks who will tell you I'm the worst thing since dog doodle. Um, we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Make some more folks mad. Good to see Henry. Hey, man. It has been a while. Hopefully, you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Hope all is going well with you. Stephen Wolf has joined us. Good evening, Stephen. Mama Julia is on with us. Thank you for being with us as well as Tanya Slay and Marion Mills. Thank you. Hello, hello. Okay, so Jamal, you were working. All right, well, we'll let you do that. Well, go ahead. The first thing we want you to do, we're going to get into it. We want you to like the page. We want you to follow this page. We are at 54,000. 54,000. 54,000 people who follow this page, and now we are working towards 60. And so go ahead. If you don't like the page, go ahead and like the page. The benefits of that is that um, when I go live, and sometimes I go live. I go live on Fridays, but sometimes I go live when there's something I need you to know, particularly during weather and all of these things. Um, all of these things. I mean, you know, you, I just go live, and so if you're following the page when I go live, you will know that I'm going live. And I want you to have the best and brightest information. Good to see Deanna Blige on. Delisa Cliff. Good evening to you. Um, Holly, um, you know, the fact is this, and I've learned that people want to hear what they want to hear, and so if they want to hear, they don't want to hear it. So it's never going to be, it's never going to be to their liking. Um, Patricia, well, we also do have Patricia. You couldn't walk that distance. We had cat buses there to take people. Edna Jackson took the bus. So there are people there that could take the bus. So, I mean, you didn't have to walk it. We had a ride for you. Good to see Rockin' Robin McDaniel Beck on from Kansas City, Missouri. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, as well as Mama Charlotte. Mama Charlotte is on. Good evening to you, as well as Angela Kirkland. So we want you to go ahead and like the page. Um, Nick, yes. Savannah safe. Tabby safe. Yes. Aaron Campbell, good evening to you. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Margie, thank you for joining us. Holly, thank you. Let's go ahead and get into it. First thing we want you to do is like the page, share the page, and then we send out love to our Lupus Warriors, right? So let's go. Lupus Warriors. And you know how we do that. Um, Bren, you have to just keep believing. Keep believing. You're gonna be believing a long time for the Dallas Cowboys, but you just never know. Stuff happens. Um, it was an inspiring story for anybody. Um, so let's go ahead. Lupus Warriors, we're sending out love to those who have lupus, but lupus does not have them, and so that is why we lift up. We believe that well wishes and good prayers, encouragement goes a long way. So we do this to lift up those individuals, as well as we want you to share our page. If you would go ahead, thank you, Lennar, for reminding me to ask everybody to share our page. Um, I know who shares the page. We're not afraid of our love. We're not afraid of sending our positivity. So that's why we do that. So we're sending that out. Also to our multiple sclerosis warriors. Good to see terrific Terry Mobley on with us. Thank you for joining us. I don't see enough people sharing. I need a couple more people sharing. Could y'all share, please? You, you, no, like you. Do me a favor. Just go ahead and share. Yeah, share the page. I'll wait. Go ahead and share the page. Angelique has made it. Yes, she's made it. Angelique has made it. I need a couple of more shares. Come on. Come on and share. Come on. Come on and share. Good to see Wendy Bullums on from Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings. Thank you so much. Um, Brother Trey Brizard is on with us, as well as Ann Norris. Good evening to you. So we got those in. Um, then we do another one for autism awareness. Um, oh, I got the wrong color. Autism awareness, and this is again, though, it's more. Um, Dustin, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. I'm going to tell you some things, and then we're going to take some questions. Um, it'll be a little bit about everything, so I'll be getting into it in a moment. Good to see Valerie Dickens on. Thank you for joining us. Stacy Kopic is on. Regina Graham, thank you for being on with us. Thank you. And we did autism awareness, and uh, we do this for everybody because at some point or another, Wesley, we can't wait for you to get here. Um, we know that at some point in life, everybody gets to that dark, deep place. No matter how well you you know play it out in front of people and play the charade, put the mask on. We all have those moments when life be lifing and life gets hard, particularly during this week. for those of us who have lost fathers. It gets to be a really rough day. So, sending out love for those that are feeling depressed or may feel depressed. I want you to know that we are thinking about you, thinking about you, thinking about you. Um, and and since this is my, this is my podcast, um, I'm going to be petty for just a minute. Just a minute. So, this is only for you all that want to do this. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Good to see Priscilla on. Dustin, I do not know. I don't know, but it has exploded. It has exploded. Good to see Miss Cookie on with us as well. Miss Toya is on with us. So I'm just sending that out for those that who want to feel so inclined to join me while we celebrate. I mean, if you don't, if you can't get with it, I understand. I understand. I understand. I'm not gonna be mad at you. Everybody, it can't be everybody's day. They used to say, the sun don't shine on one dog's behind all day or all the time. So I understand. I do. So for those who feel so inclined, and of course, we'll send this out for Juneteenth. Thank you for being here with us. Good to see Carolyn White. Thank you for joining us. Leonard Harrison, thank you from the ATL. Good to see Sarah Stevens on, Liberty City's finest and Liberty County's finest on with us. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know for a quick commercial break, this right here is week number 326. 326 straight weeks. We have been doing this every single week for 326 straight weeks. That is 2,282 days. Every single Friday for the last 6 years, 2 months. Every single Friday for the last 74 months. We have been here and we have been together. We have been together, Richard Dinkins. We have been together, Joya Dinkins. Think about that, right? Think about that. Stephen Leon Brown, the master chef, is on with us, right? Thank you for joining us. I mean, wow, 326. And so, yeah, 326. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Good to see Andrea Hall, Houston. Thank you for joining us. And last week, I was stressing about it because I almost felt like we were to break the streak. What happened was, I could tell you what happened now. For those of you to remember, I was kind of struggling for the last couple of weeks about how I was going to get to where I needed to be, right? And I was trying to figure that all out. And so what I did the Friday night live in the morning. And the reason why I did it in the morning was because I was in the airport. Y'all, some of y'all guess where I was. I was headed to Singapore. And so I had a 30-hour flight, a 30 hour, three flights resulting in 30 hours. It was an hour Savannah to Atlanta. It was 17 hours from Atlanta to Seoul, Korea, and then it was a from Seoul to Singapore. It was another 6 hours. Justin, I had answered Jimmy. Jimmy don't like my answer. So I did this trip to Singapore. I spoke in Singapore at the World City Summit, and that was a bear. But I did not, and I was afraid because I knew I would be in the air, and I knew that with all of the time changes, this is actually right now it's 9:29 in Singapore. It's 9:29 tomorrow morning. So I knew that I would be totally out of pocket, and I did not want to break the cycle, which is why, after thinking about it, we did an abbreviated Friday morning live. And so we feel like the streak. is still unbroken. So we're at week number 326. 326. So, that's where we are. Dustin, I can't talk about autism. I don't know anything about autism. I have some family members that have autism, and so I don't have anything to offer about it, and so I'm not talking about it because I don't know anything about it. So that's what we're talking about. So we talk about what I want to talk about today. So anyway, so that's what happened. So I went there, and I mean, my body is still ravaged with the time difference and time changes. Singapore is absolutely beautiful. I went and had the opportunity to address the world about what Savannah is doing in a variety of areas, particularly in clean energy. And I did. I'm sorry, I did miss Mike Trainer. They had this amazing opening of the Union Mission in May's house, and I was so sorry that I missed it. But I heard it was a great time, and so we are ready to love on folks and to be able to serve folks. So no, 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 Dustin, I did not say that tonight's live was about autism. I never said that. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. So I'm sorry we disappointed you, but no, we're not talking about autism. We show support for those people who are dealing with autism, and that's it. That's all we can do. I'm not a doctor. Um, I'm not a scientist. I'm a mayor. So sorry. So anyway, good to see Jeanette Jenkins on with us. So yeah, so I got back this week, and I have just been like your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. That's how I felt. Like I feel like my body's been here, but my mind is in the future somewhere. So it's trying to get back together. Good to see Billy Day on with us. Thank you for joining us. So I wanted to talk about that. Then I wanted to talk a little bit about today. I wanted to talk a little bit about Juneteenth. I wanted to talk a little bit about some foolishness that I wanted to be able to address, and then we'll answer any questions you may have regarding the city of Savannah. Oh, well, let me give you a first commercial break. Next week on Friday and Saturday, I've been promising that we would have an event to help people learn about the use of force. We often talk about that as a law enforcement officer. That is something that police officers deal with all of the time. Good to see Tam Tam Reeds. And we've been talking about use of force, and so I wanted to create an opportunity for the community to learn about the use of force and learn about it from the police's perspective. And then we want you to have opportunity to use the police simulator that our police use. So we'll be doing that on Friday and on Saturday. It's the same program, so you only have to attend one. And there is a registration. It's on my page. Go ahead and register if you want to register for Friday night or register for Saturday morning, because we know everybody can't make it the same time, right? So you can either make it Friday night or you could make it Saturday morning. And we would love for you to come. We want you to learn, and we want you to understand. We want to remove the veil, so to speak, about policing. It is not mystery. It's based on science. It's based on best practices, and I want our residents to be fully involved and engaged and understand what use of force is from the police perspective. So, I wanted you to know that. Whoa, wait. So, Sadie Campbell has come in. Sadie Campbell is the queen of Friday Night Live. She is 102 years old, 101 years old. She is 101 years old, and she is our most senior Friday Night Live. She comes on her own, and we're always happy whenever she's here. So everybody show some love to Mama Sadie. Glad to have you with us. Good to see Karan on with us. Stony! Stony, my beloved niece Cheyenne. Stony is on with us. Love you, sweetie, and hope you're doing well. She is on from Brooklyn, New York. Justin wearing a New York shirt is wild. No, it's not. I'm a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan all my life. And my dad was a Knicks fan. And so I'm wearing it for me, but I'm also wearing it for him. Even though he's not around to be able to see what occurred, it's not wild. It's just who I am. So, Jeanette, yes, we'll be doing a safety on. We'll be doing some gun safety classes as well. So good to see Charlinda Warner on with us. Let me see. Carol and Brian, thank you. Lisa Fripp is on. Thank you. Joy is on. Joy and pain, sunshine and rain. Robert Richards as well. Tam Reeds. So I wanted to talk about that. But I also want, today is Juneteenth. And it's amazing to me, just how far, when you think you've gotten far enough in this world, all you have to do is post something sometimes, and you'll see just how far we have yet to be able to go. I posted about Juneteenth. So for those of you who don't know, a quick history lesson. I actually proclaimed Juneteenth in June of 2020 as a City of Savannah holiday, and that was a year before President Biden proclaimed it a federal holiday. It is commemorated on June 19th, to commemorate the end of slavery in the United States. And it was the day that Major General Gordon Granger ordered the final uh, reinforcement or final enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas at the end of the Civil War. And that's what basically is. So, for years, people have been doing this. It's considered the longest running African American holiday. It's been called America's Second Independence Day, but it's been celebrated for years, particularly in Texas, but all over the place. People read the Emancipation Proclamation, they sing songs, they have picnics and rodeos, a variety of things. And so here we do the same thing here because we recognize, and the interesting is people will say, well, you know, that happened in Texas, but it was really the fulfillment of the Emancipation Proclamation. And so we are very, very clear that a couple of things happened. And again, we're not crazy. We know that the Emancipation Proclamation did not free all slaves. We know that. We know that. We know that. We know that. But we also know that for some people, there were two there were 2 years of people who were enslaved, that were free. So they were free for 2 years before they knew they were free. So for 2 years, in the intervening periods, they acted as if they were enslaved, and they were treated as if they were slaved. And so then here comes General Gordon Granger with General Order Number 3, I think it was called. And so to come back and say, guess what? Y'all have been free for 2 years already. And so, could you imagine what those people were saying? Wow, we are free because we didn't have Facebook and Instagram and things back in that day. We didn't have means of letting people know immediately what had occurred. 2 years earlier. So, in Savannah, we celebrate that. For me, it was important to do something here that was an entire celebration and to bring people together. And so I had envisioned a walk. Matter of fact, I say the Lord gave it to me because I dreamt about me walking, and I just saw people around me, and you know the idea came. Why don't we, instead of doing a parade, because we do plenty of parades, let's do something that brings this community together. And so we did a walk, and it's a walk. The star of the show is the community, and we get together. And for the last 3 years, we have just walked. We've walked 2 miles from Wells Park, which is West Broad Street, or MLK and 38th Street, to the river. It's exactly 2 miles, and the community has showed up in big numbers. We've had, well over 500 people show up over the last 2 years. Today it rained. Oh my gosh, it rained, it rained, it rained. Good. It rained, it rained, it rained, and we were so wet. Shakila, good to see you as well. Um, it rained, it rained, it rained. Good to see you, Gene Ballard, on as well. Good to see. Let me see. Thank you, Zakia. Yeah, and it was good, right? Justin Bennett, how was my visit funded to go see Gavin Newsom? Well, I didn't have a visit. I met with Gavin Newsom while I was somewhere else. So I hope that answers your question. Why is slavery still an interest in 2026? Well, because people are still dealing with the effects of slavery in 2026. It's one thing to sit there. It's interesting how sometimes people will turn around and say, you know, I will beat you, I will cut you, and you're just supposed to forget it. And like the fact is, if you don't, there are reasons why the Jews remember the Holocaust, because they don't want to go back to that time. There's a reason why we remember slavery and remember the Jim Crow era, because we don't want to go back there. For us, we don't want to erase those times. I think it's important not to erase those times. And of course, I mean, the other part about this is not Black history. This is American history. Abraham Lincoln was the American president. Major General Gordon Granger was in the U.S. Armed Services to inform the folks down there of a presidential order. So, I mean, we tell people that, want to detach themselves from it because it's American history. And we have to teach people all of American history. The remedy to end racial issues is for people to stop acting in racial manners. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. Let me see. The extension of home owner tax exemption. I'll talk about that. But yeah, it was absolutely all right. Good to see Brother Hollis Johnson on as well. Justin, why was I somewhere else other than Savannah? Because as mayor of Savannah, sometimes my business takes me elsewhere. That's why. Hope that answers your question. Good to see Lamb on as well. What do I think is the ending racial tension? For some people, stop being racist. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that in a minute. So, you know, so what I was so proud of was here it was, and for the last 3 years, I mean, we had black folks, white folks, old folks, young folks. We've had folks from fraternities, community associations. We've had folks from all over, and they were really, I mean, just all together. And it wasn't political. We just walked. Just in my business is Savannah. You're absolutely correct. And Savannah's business is worldwide, which is why I'm worldwide. If you think you've seen me going places before, oh, if you don't know me by now, you will never, never know me. But anyway, you know, Dustin, doing what you're doing right now. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. But anyway, so they don't. Well, people don't want to acknowledge all the history, and it's sad. I mean, you don't want to acknowledge it. And again, it's painful. It's painful. It's painful, and I recognize that. That always our children. Well, it's a shame that we have to look through those lenses. But you do this by trying to be, you know, try to lead with love, try to lead with respect where you can. But also you have to stand up for yourself, which I will do. I'm not gonna let people just talk to me any old kind of way. That's just not gonna happen. It's never been me. It's never going to be me. So, but I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Don't I think with all the comments I see on Facebook that racist comments come from all races? Of course they do. Yes, yeah, mean and stupid comments come from all over the place. You know, I don't know, Brooke, where you try to get to with that, but most of the comments, if you see the comments that come toward me, come from another place. So, Linda says I should never leave Savannah. No, I mean, hey, my business takes me all over the place, right? Dustin, I'm not asking you to stop asking questions. No, I mean, I've answered your question, and obviously the answers are not, again, I'm the mayor of this city, and the business of this city takes me to 50 states and around the world. My position as the first vice president, the president elect of the National League of Cities, which encompasses 19,000 cities, towns, and villages, will take me around the world. My prior position as the president of the African American Mayors Association has taken me to cities around this nation. It is part of the work that I do. It all generates from being the mayor of Savannah. And so, it happens. And you wait, I'm going to make you real mad in just a minute. So we're going to talk a little bit about it, though. So, anyway, Megan, Magar, I talked to a little bit of everybody. Good to see Jermaine Reed. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, thank you, Mama Charlotte. Hey, Sister Lawanda Tillman. Sister Lawanda Tillman. Now, y'all did like Juneteenth for real, right? You and Pastor. Hey, Heather. Good to see you. I missed you as well. Thank you. Heather, we missed you, but Lawanda Tillman has really done some real Juneteenthing. So thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So that's why we did Juneteenth. I mean, we did it to be able to commemorate what occurred on June 19th, 1865, to celebrate what occurred. I can only imagine the jubilation of people, the tears that flowed, the prayers that people felt that were answered when they were told, after being slaves their entire life, being told that they were finally free. I can only imagine what that is. Okay. And, you know, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what that was like. And, I can imagine the sorrow for those who had died in the intervening 2 years that were actually free but did not realize they were free. So so Dustin, how can we remedy the racial tensions? We lead by love, Dustin. You lead by love. And you stop assuming that everything that anybody does has racial intent. You seek to to understand before being understood. Stop being racist. I'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. Just hold on. I'm gonna get to it. But you know, anyway. Also, let me see. Brooke, be nice, Brooke. Be nice, Brooke. Ernestine Frazier is on. So I want to talk about that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was because it took up a lot of my time this week, but I had really a lot of opportunity to deal with it. So thank you, AB Whitney. I love you too. So many of you may know that the city of Savannah has had international relationships with folks all around the world. We've had relationships in China. I've been in China in the early 2000s, like 2006, 2007. We have two cities in China in which we have we have two sister city relationships. They're really not nurtured them very well since all that was going on with China. We've had relationships with two cities in Ireland, Limerick, and Limerick and oh gosh, I forgot it. I forgot it. Wexford and Limerick. I've been to both of those cities. We have delegations here every single year. We have delegations come here from Ireland. I've had the King and Queen of the Netherlands here. We've had folks from Jewish cities that were here, and we continue to build those relationships with cities. And part of my international contribution in this is that we needed to have significant relationships with cities in Africa. And so we chose Ghana. I've been to Nigeria, I've been to Ghana. We had someone here in the person of Dr. Joseph Silver. Many of y'all know Dr. Silver. He's a regular Friday Night Liver. And we had opportunities to build relationships in Ghana. And so we now have relationships in Ghana with the city of Accra, and we're building relationships in the city of Cape Coast and building in the city of Kumasi. So we had, I went there last year twice. I came back, and we've had some folks, our friends from Ghana, to come here to visit Savannah, and we showed them around, took them to the ports. We had a dinner for them, and I posted a picture about it, just saying how happy we were to have our guests here. You would have thought that I would have invited Satan here, and this is where the interesting part is. Again, I said we've been to China, we've been to Europe, we've been to Halle, Germany, we've been to Wexford, Ireland, and Limerick, Ireland. We've been in building relationships in France, building them in the Netherlands, and Justin, Dr. Silver has more class than you will ever have, ever, and certainly more education than you will ever have in your entire life. Nonetheless, nobody said anything. And then you get up and y'all get a chance. Go look. If you want to see racism, you go and look at my Keisha, I miss you too. You go and look at my page and look at my post about Ghana. Look at the picture and look at what I said, right? When you get a chance, just go and look. And if you want to see racism, Dustin, to include you, go there and look at those comments. Because all of a sudden now, people, well, what does this mean to us? Well, first of all, we're not spending any taxpayer dollars. Even if we were, we're not at this point. But we're building relationships. Now, all of a sudden, you're concerned about how Ghana treats its citizens. But you're not saying that when President Trump visits China. You're not saying anything when President Trump is visiting Putin. I mean, come on now. Let's be really, really clear about this. Okay? We're building relationships, and we believe that the way to build our nations and build better is building subnational relationships. In other words, while our countries can't get along, we believe that cities can get along. And that is why I was invited to Singapore. And I spoke at the World Cities Conference. There were 120 mayors there from around the world. There were only 10 there from the United States, and I was the only mayor from Georgia that was invited to Singapore, invited to speak there, because we recognize that Savannah is a major city. Secondly, Savannah has something to say. Savannah is a international port. And so you are not going to try to shame me for being welcoming. When we posted about pride, some of y'all had a fit. Well, guess what? You're not going to stop me from doing that. I mean, you could say, and some of the things people have said about me, hey, Denise, good to see you, have been nasty and downright rude. But the truth is, that is, who we are. We wanted these folks here from Kumasi. We wanted them here from the Central District. We wanted them here from Cape Coast because we wanted them to see our port. We took them to the port. Why? Because our World Trade Center, we're building international relationships with people who will one day put stuff in those boats which will come to our city. You do business with friends. You build the relationship, right? Right? You build the relationships, and the relationships bring about business relationships. And so, as the chief ambassador of this city, um, I am all over the place, and I can run this city now, and particularly through electronics and social media. I could be totally locked in with everything that happens in the city, and still be halfway around the world and do both with equal dexterity. And so, um, you know, the reality is that for us, you do business with friends, and so we're going to continue to build those relationships. And yes, some of those people are going to be brown people. They're going to be black people, and some of them are going to live in Ghana. And so I've gone there, and when I've gone to Ghana, I have saw that these are people who are just like us, who just want the best for themselves and their families. And the fact is that we have, just like we have folks that came here from Ireland during the potato famine, who came from Wexford and came from Limerick and came from Kilkenny and came to Savannah and found their way here to make a better life for their families. We've had people who were removed from their countries in Nigeria and Ghana and came over here in the transatlantic slave trade, found their ways in Savannah, and guess what? They want a better life for their families too. And so we will have relationships with everybody. Oh, Aaron, I've stopped talking to Dustin some time ago. I'm talking to everybody now. We will have relationships with everybody. So I make no excuses for the Savannah Ghana Alliance. I make no excuses for reaching out across the water. I make no excuse for being a friend, and showing ourselves friendly. Justin, I ain't calling you anything. I'm just saying you look at what you're saying and then you tell me what you are. I'm not calling you anything. But in this city, we are going to love first. Hey, Catherine, we're going to love first. We're going to care first. We're going to build bridges instead of building walls. Um, and that is what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do in this community. And, it's another thing that I found real interesting was a lot of people who were talking don't even live in the city. I mean, how are you going to live in Springfield, Georgia, or Ludowici, and you got all this to say about what's happening in Savannah? Well, again, this is what we will do. This is what we're about. I have said that Savannah will be a safe, environmentally healthy, and economically thriving community for all. And we will be a community, as we are of hospitality, to welcome people here from all around the world. We will continue to build these bridges. We will continue to be the light of the city shining above the hill. We will be the city. And so, for those of you that want to be able to be those people to take us back, I'm sorry, back is not an option for us. We're not going to be this closed in city in which we keep people out. We're going to be the city in which we build relationships and in which we care for people and build these strategic partnerships, because we recognize that there are cultural opportunities, there's educational opportunities, there's social opportunities, and there are economic opportunities. And so that is the city that we're going to be. So I wanted to say that. Thank you, Catherine. So for those of you who, if you want some good reading, go over there and you see it. And like I said, I found it real interesting. For all these other folks, no one has ever said anything. Nick, it's okay. It's all right, Nick. Nothing was ever said. Oh, you're using our tax dollars. If you don't live in Savannah, how are we using your tax dollars? you know. And the other thing is, hey, when President Trump goes to France for the G7 summit, well, how's that benefiting America? I mean, you got to build relationships. I get it. It is part of the cost of doing business, and so as our city continues to grow, we're going to continue to grow with it. And we're going to continue to build friends. And so we're looking forward to building these relationships. Good to see Cynthia on. Good to see Ephraim Futrell on. We're going to continue building our city. And we're looking forward for people to be a part of that. So that's what I want to say. So that's what I want to say. So I don't know if there's Dustin. I hope I've answered your question. You do this by being open to people and certainly open to opportunities. And for us, we are open and we're going to be open. Hey, Aaron, I hope you're doing well. We're going to be open to people and opportunities and recognize that if we're going to be an international city, we have to be international. International don't mean international to some. International don't mean just China and Ireland and France and the Netherlands. It means everybody. So that's why. Hope I answered your question. So I wanted to get that out and addressed because I've been kind of holding it all week. But the interesting thing about it was, well, good. No, well, you're being open now, and the entire community wants you to be kicked out. Well, if you notice, I haven't kicked you out because I think our entire community does not always have to agree. There's a difference between disagreeing and accusing someone to hey, Dr. Young. Dustin encourage he now Dr. Young is one of our smartest folks around here. He says he encourages you to read Man's Most Dangerous Myth by Ashley Montagu. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brooke, what do I think Trump and his administration has done to perpetuate racism against Americans? Well, I just think when you get into this us versus them mentality, when you talk about strong borders, but you only talk about them from one section of the country and not the other part of the country, I think we have to get into a we mentality as opposed to us versus them mentality. I'm mayor of this city, and I am proudly the mayor of people who are Republicans, people who are Democrats, or people who classify as independent. I don't make policy here in this city based on political party. I make it on what I think is best for Savannahans. So to that end, sometimes I make Democrats mad. Sometimes I make Republicans mad. Sometimes I hear Democrats say, "Oh, he ain't no real Democrat," and I've heard Republicans say, you know, he's absolutely, Democrat socialist, which I'm not. So, it's interesting. So, Tara, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know, and I think Democrat Republican ideologies, and again, they've shifted so much, which is why I could be independent about a bunch of things. Missy, I think our population has gone up. I think we were probably at around 130 ish. We're now closer to 150 here. So our population continues to grow, but I will check that out because that's a good question. We continue to grow, but we want to be the city that anybody can come here and feel comfortable. That's why it was important for me to acknowledge Pride Month because I want people who are LGBTQ to feel comfortable here. That if you want to love who you want to love, that's not my business. That I have to have people here that think and believe the way that I do. No. When I won my election, I won with every single 66 boxes, Democrat and Republican boxes. And the reality is this, is that I recognize it takes all of us. And I don't mind people who disagree with me. I don't mind. As a matter of fact, again, I have 54,000 people. And again, people are on here all the time. They'll say I disagree. I'll say, now my favorite term is we will agree to disagree. But the difference becomes is when you get disrespectful and you want to call people names and you want to race bait and all those things, then you're going to get it. You're going to get it. So that's the deal. So you're asking how a white man can be on board with ending racial tensions by expanding your friend base, by expanding your knowledge base, by reading the book that Dr. Young suggested that you read. That's what I'm saying. That's how you do it. One day, one person at a time. Get you a more diverse group of friends. Try to understand people and understand their perspectives and their point of view. Juneteenth might not be important to you, but it might be important to somebody. That you start by asking why it's important to them. And I've learned that has really worked well when you try to understand people from their perspective and not from your perspective. So I'm answering your question, Dustin. So, all right, Joy wants to know about the book. So thank you. Oh, he said Facebook is not the, yeah, it's not the place. It is not the place. Let me see. Let me see. Dr. Young gave us a, he's like really brilliant. So I want to see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Let me see. I'm going to find that. Let me see. I'm going to find it. All right, there we go. Courtesy of Dr. Young. I have not read that book, but I will. Appreciate you lifting that up. All right, there we go. Let me see. All right. That's right. The Tillmans are in Galveston, Texas. Um, Opal Lee is down there. Tell her I said hello. Opal Lee is the mother of Juneteenth. She visited me at City Hall. She signed my Juneteenth flag. Um, and just let her know we love her, we love her, we love her. Thank you, Kayla. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate that. Joy, we are the host of the city. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Yvette. We miss you too. Hope you're enjoying yourself. And let me see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There, love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. What has been my greatest learning I've experienced as mayor of Savannah? My greatest experience is that progress, as much as people say they want progress, they only want it to the extent that they are comfortable with. And they only want it to the extent of who they are comfortable with. I've heard people say it all the time. They want this, they want that. But when it gets to the point where it makes them uncomfortable, which change often is, that's often a challenge. So I found that. So Dustin again, um, I will tell you, Dustin Mitchell, you are welcome in this chat again. You have not been thrown out this chat. Again, I think you're just asking multiple questions that we've answered multiple ways. But I'm trying to give you the information to help you out. So Butina, thank you so much. Zane, yes, go Knicks, go Knicks, go Knicks. Yeah. So yeah, I'll put the book in there so you have that. Jeanette, thank you very much. Yeah, don't let nothing bring you down, okay? Wow. Well, thank you, Brooke. That's true. I mean, again, I celebrate everybody. I've learned that to me, that I can celebrate with every neighbor that we have about the things that are important to them. That my love for them, if it's important enough for them, it's important enough for me. So, just that's what I do. Let's see. Anybody else? Lisa, thank you, thank you. Kim says never give up. I'm not gonna give up, Kim. But anything else, you all, I want to just thank you all for being with me. I want to thank you all for praying for me. I want to thank you all for being a part of my life, being a part of my circle. I want to thank you for your words of encouragement. I thank you sometimes for jumping in on folk before I go off on them. And the interesting thing about that is that people want to talk to me about Jesus when I'm getting somebody for saying, somebody came to me and they said, oh, well, Jesus says you should turn the other cheek, but they conveniently forget about love thy neighbor. That people can come on here and call me names. My Jesus didn't tell me that I had to not advocate for myself. And it's funny that they will talk to me about my response, but won't talk about the 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 comment that precipitated the response. Go to that go to the Ghana Post and go to the thank you, Missy. Go to the Ghana Post and go to the Pride Post, and you will see the names that I'm called. And then when I respond, then all of a sudden people get offended. A guy told me I was worthless, and I told him, I said, well, you're worthless. And when I said that, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that to me. When we talk about the Ghana folks, somebody said, well, you should take him around to the crack houses, and la 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 la. You know, that's it's not it is. So that's not who we are. Um, my comment about being comfortable at times come across right. I think so. Many of us are white devils, especially what I see in Spanish social media. Brooke, let me now again. I can only speak for me. I would not be mayor. I would not have been as far in my career. I would not have been able to do many of things that I've been able to do if it had not been for good white folks. I have had white folks that do and still love me as a son, as a brother. Some see me as a father figure. And so I would be foolish to think that the circumference of my achievements and who I am is based solely on black people. That is absolutely not the truth. I have been defended many times by white folks before I've been defended by black people, which is why, again, for me, I see race. I mean, I don't see race. No, I see race. And I appreciate the difference. I appreciate that your lived experience might be different than my lived experience. And that's okay because I want to know more about your lived experience. Because in learning about your lived experience, then it helps me to expand my lived experience. And so for me, no, I mean, I would not have been mayor if just black people voted for me. When I raised my hand in 2000, raised my hand in 2004, 2007, or 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024, I didn't take an oath to be the alderman or the mayor for black people. No, I said all of Savannah. When I go hard for all of Savannah, all of Savannah. And so I can only speak for me. Now, some people have not developed to that point because I realize that when I get to heaven, I'm going to see black folk and white folks and Hispanic people and Asian people there. And so I see people, but we all have to get to that point. And so the only thing I can do is try to be that example and hope people see my example. And so that's what I try to do. So thank you. That's right. The 24th is Savannah at Night meeting. Hopefully you'll join us. Hey, Hattie, thank you. Catherine, thank you. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Thank you, Harry. Um, thank you, Kim. Barbara Pinkney, that's one of my favorite songs. Kim, you're in my corner. And guess what? I love you for it. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Michael. Jeanette, thank you. And I appreciate that. But we appreciate that. The souls of black folks up from slavery. Do I agree with Morgan Freeman? If you want to end racial issues, stop talking about them. I absolutely disagree with Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman's an actor. He's not a social leader. He's an actor. He's speaking from his opinion. I think you always talk about it. You talk about it. You talk about it, but you talk about it in a way that validates who people are and what they feel, and how they feel. and then recognize that we're not always going to agree. The United States is not a monolith. Matter of fact, Black America is not a monolith. We don't all think or feel the same way, but we can recognize that there are some things that we might disagree on, but we can find the things that we do agree on, and I think that's what makes us better. So, Brooke, as a white woman, you're not offended when they disgruntle with most white people because you're not that kind of white person. Brooke, we love you. We love you, Brooke. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate you. Hey, Angela Cogswell. Wow, where have you been? Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Camilla Flintstyle. We have to work together. And the other thing is this: is that when we looked at the civil rights movement, even the civil rights leaders of the day will tell you if it was not for some good white folks in Savannah, we would not have become desegregated or integrated. So, thank you. Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you, Rain Candy. Thank you, Treen. Do I have a hookup with Savannah Banana Games? Inbox me. Let's see what we could do. Inbox me. Let's see what we could do. But anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate all of you. Um, you know, Dustin, if you want to have hard problems, you want to solve hard problems, then get in and get involved. And Facebook is not necessarily the place to do it. Do it face to face. Do it face to face. Good to see Sheba McPherson on with us as well as Kizzy Moore. Good to see you. But yeah, it's been a good week, and and you know what, Dustin, when you see people being attacked, why don't you be the one to step in? Sometimes complicitness means that you're sitting there watching it happen and you're not saying anything. Will, they want to move to this area from Augusta. Well, Will, we would love to have you and your wife to come and be here and be a part of us. Savannah is a phenomenal place to live, and we would love to have you here. So thank you very much. Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate you all. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, just want you to know I appreciate you. And that's right, Lily. I mean, sometimes, and again, that's why I appreciate it. I mean, I have sometimes when this racist stuff is going on, it's not black people who jump in to us. I mean, it's white folks who jump in and defend me. That's the interesting thing about it. So, again, here we are. We're in this thing together. We have to live together. Or, as King says, we live together as friends and we perish as fools. But we're not going to perish as fools. We're going to live together. We're going to live together. We're going to appreciate each other. We're going to appreciate the difference in each other. And we're recognizing that we are absolutely better together. So thank you all so much for being with us. I know it was a long Friday night live. I know it, I know it, I know it, I know it. I know it, I know it, I know it, I know it. But I also know that we will be all right. We're going to be all right. And so I'm continue fighting this good fight. I have learned that we have created opportunities to help people do better and be better. Yes, Joy, we have our camps that we have done for free. If you live in Savannah, if you registered in time, our camps, many of our camps are free for those who are less fortunate. So we've done that for the last couple of years. So let's see. Good to see Garnett Regina on as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I have to call it out. I'm in a position of responsibility, and it's difficult sometimes calling things for what they are, calling people for who they are, and I'm going to call it out. The other thing is, I'm not going to let you come and talk to me in your kind of way. My daddy, and God bless the fathers. This God bless the fathers, but my dad always told me, "Thank you, Tiana. Is Tiana? Thank you. It was good seeing you as well, and I appreciated you being here with us. And I hope that you will come out and you will see us again soon. So we appreciate that. But, you know, my father used to tell me that you stand up to bullies. And I don't like bullies. I was bullied as a kid. And I've learned that I'm not going to allow myself to be bullied. And so I come from people that did not stand up for bullying, and we're going to be those types of people where we're going to stand up to people. So that's what we do. Doing that in honor of my dad, standing up because you know what? At some point, somebody stood up for me, and they didn't stand up necessarily for me specifically, but stood up for someone who looked like me. All white people were not slave owners, and all white people did not own slaves. As a matter of fact, some of the best abolitionists have been of a different skin color than the slaves. And yet, they were part of the Underground Railroad. I mean, again, understanding our history recognizes it's not everybody, and there's good in everybody. Dustin, if you want to be the person you say you really want to be, then be that good guy. Be that good guy. Be that good guy. When people up there doing that stuff, um, you know, Dustin, be that good guy. Be that good guy. You know, be that guy to say, hey, you know what? This is not right. So, but anyway, love you all. Thank you so much. I know it took a little bit of time, but I cheated y'all last week. Savannah will be a safe, environmentally healthy, and economically thriving community for all. ALL. And all means all. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a good weekend. Happy Juneteenth. And to our fathers, happy Father's Day. And to my Father in heaven, miss him a whole lot. Thank y'all so much and good night. Go Knicks.